Well, it wasn't just Fox News that made headlines. On Monday, CNN also announced it was, quote, parting ways with Don Lemon. Yes, they're parting ways with Don Lemon. Fox News announced it was parting ways with Tucker Carlson, and CNN is parting ways with Don Lemon. They're parting ways. Excuse me for a second. I must go to the powder room and part ways with last night's pork roast. Parting ways. What's with this conscious uncoupling from saying what you really mean? Lemon and Tucker Carlson were fired. They were kicked out on their asses, thrown to the curb. Nobody parted ways with them. But this is how news organizations are talking, right? Today, a lone gunman parted ways with 15 school children. You know, folks, unless we outlaw fossil fuels, humans will soon be parting ways with the planet. Speak English. Don Lemon was fired on Monday, and CNN didn't part ways. They fired him. In a tweet immediately after his firing was announced, Don Lemon said he was the last person to know, kind of like anyone who got their news from him on CNN. Chris Licht, the new idiot in charge of CNN, probably decided to get rid of Lemon on Monday right after he heard that Tucker Carlson was getting fired. Chris Licht probably figured everyone would be paying attention to the white nationalist on Fox getting what he deserved, and nobody would notice that CNN let go of an African-American member of the LGBTQ community who broke glass ceiling after glass ceiling. The only thing Chris Licht ever broke was CNN. It should be Chris Licht who is being fired, not Don Lemon. Chris Licht. Chris Licht was billed as the new Wunderkid over at CNN when he came there last year. You know, he came from CBS and the Colbert Show. And yeah, he's turned out to be a regular Brandon Tartikoff if Brandon Tartikoff had zero talent, and instead of creating television shows, he just fired people. Hi, I'm Chris Licht. I attended broadcasting school at NYU and majored in letting people go. This effing idiot went to broadcasting school at NYU. What an immense talent. Going to NYU broadcasting school. You know, I can imagine one of Chris Licht's broadcasting professors, back when Chris Licht was just a student. I can imagine the professor cornering Chris Licht after class and saying, you know, Chris Licht, you have a real knack for firing people. I see a bright future for you in television news. This guy took over CNN a year ago, and the only thing this piece of shit has created is unemployment. No, I'm cutting costs. Cutting costs is for losers. It's for people who can't make profits. It's for unoriginal minds like yours, Chris Licht. I'm gonna fire people instead of managing them properly to make hit television. I'll just fire everybody because I'm Chris Chainsaw Licht, who slashes costs by firing everyone. Really smart and creative. That's what they taught you at NYU Broadcasting School, you piece of shit. Chris, it doesn't take a genius to destroy things. Anyone can fire someone, and soon you'll find that out when anyone fires you. No, but I'm Chris Licht. I'm willing to make the tough decisions. No. Tough decisions are inventing actual shows for CNN that draw a large audience because they're informative. The easiest thing in the world is to do what Chris Licht is doing. It's firing people. Anyone can read a spreadsheet and fire someone. It takes someone with zero talent like Chris effing Licht. Chris Licht took over CNN. He had all these talented people working for him. And instead of, getting them in a room to create good television, he figures, I got it. I'll fire everyone. What a genius. What a genius. Why make original programming when you can just destroy people's careers and lives? CNN still turns a profit, by the way. Just not enough for Chris Licht. But I'm sure Chris Licht's mother is very proud, right? My son, the programming genius. Don Lemon? Well, my son, he came up with the idea of firing Don Lemon. We are so proud of him. Chris Licht. You should fire yourself. That's what you should do. Meanwhile, this troll, Jeff Shell, head of NBC Universal, had to resign on Monday after admitting to an improper sexual relationship. Look at this moron. Jeff Shell, head of NBC Universal, had to quit, was fired because of an improper sexual relationship. It's an improper sexual relationship when Jeff Shell jerks off. Look at this guy. Who at NBC Universal decided to make him the head of NBC Universal? This is the guy who greenlights movies and television? This is the guy. Look at him. He looks like every red herring on Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Doesn't he? He looks like every red herring on Law and Order Special Victims Unit. He looks like the guy they speak to first, and you're watching and you go, oh, he did it. Of course he did it. Look at the way he looks. He definitely did. And then, of course, it's the guest star. That's who was picking winners and losers for NBC Universal up until yesterday. A guy who looks like every red herring on Law and Order's Special Victims Unit. Yeah, I want to work for people like Jeff Shell because Hollywood is a glamour profession. Please like this video.